Shalom, shalom. I want to first begin the lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the other bishops, our great millstone, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as the few sisters out there listening and learning. The Akwath to you, also I say, shalom. It is your brother, Ratazaka Bar, back with another lesson through the spirit. And I just want to come at y'all something quick. I'm over on Airfine. Uh, currently, currently at the airport, man, waiting on a flight that's been getting delayed for like the past 2 hours. So, it's pretty empty. Thought I'd go ahead and do a lesson while I have some free time, man. Just thinking about my thoughts, it's lucky my voice is kind of a little messed up, or it might be low. Lord willing, you all can hear me though. But yeah, man, just walking around the airport, whatnot, moving around all day, every day. Uh, just kind of been, just kind of been looking at the people around, man. When you come into this truth, elder brothers and apostles and bishops and whatnot, they just tell you to take care of yourself. Prioritize your health. Because the Lord gave us a temple, and we have to keep that temple clean to the best of our ability. But I'm just looking at the people, the common folk. These people who are walking around don't know what's about to happen, what's going on, none of that stuff. They're just going around life in their own world, or just aimlessly. They not realizing what's about to take place. It's just it'd be funny to see, man. And all I can think of is that these people are cooked, man. I just seen this Edomite. When I first got off the plane, and he was fat, built up like a woman, childbearing hips, childbearing titties, and the nigga had his hair in a ponytail, man. I'm just like, I always think about this because anything, what I'm saying, it can go down at any point in time, Jacob's trouble can happen at any point in time, it can happen anywhere, any place. And the question is, will you be prepared when it happens, And I mean spiritually, man, because you can do whatever you want physically, but that's not going to save you for these troubles that was about to come upon the face of the earth. You know, are you mentally and are you physically there, right? So it's like that just the thoughts that be running through my head, man, is that this could go down at any point in time, and if it did, a lot of these people around me would be cooked, man. And I'm just looking at a physical standpoint, Of course, on a spiritual level, these people are just zombies. They're asleep. They don't have no knowledge of the truth or nothing. But on a physical level, right? If you had to get away, jump or run or do something, you'd be cooked, man. These people would be cooked. Americans are fat, lazy, out of shape, all that good stuff, man. So it's like, if anything happened or if anything were to go down, man, it's just, they'd be in the sore case. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm trying to find it, man. Time. Uh, this is Matthew 24:42. It's a lot. says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known, and what watch the thief will come, he would have watched, right? And would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." You know, it's gonna take a hold on the people of the earth as a thief in the night, right? That's what it's likened to in the scriptures multiple times, and that's a fact, man, because nobody knows when Yahweh Shah is gonna return, not even Yahweh Shah. That's why you just have to, as they say, no, not the golden rule, but what you gotta do, yeah, pretty much the golden rule, do the right thing even when no one's watching, because you know that the Lord is always watching everything that we do, but just gotta try and be in a righteous mind state, man. Moving through the spirit, of course. But I brought out Second Ezra 15 and 14 just because that's what I thought about when I was gonna title my lesson. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. And I was watching some lessons, one from the Elder Bar, and then one from Elder Menachem and pretty much just talking about race wars and stuff like that. They just kind of was talking about what Rod was talking about. How Edomite women and women of the nations desire the black man, quote unquote, not the black man, but the Jake man. And then he also talked about how Esau Edom got got his kingdom through, the Lord blessing him with a kingdom. And then um, Elder not to talk about was talking about race wars between so-called white people and so-called black people. And kind of made me think, man, this place is at complete division and it's just deteriorating. The fact that this what I'm saying, at the FAA and, what I'm saying, there's limited travel and shit like that is even showing you that this kingdom is going down, man, because very soon this shit is going to cease to exist, man, which is why I'm not even upset or mad or angry that my flight is getting delayed. It's just a part of the downfall of this kingdom because this shit ain't like how it used to be, man. America is well past the golden age. But it says the world and the people in it are doomed. It says the war that would bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against each other, fight against other nations. It said there will be great political turmoil and that's sedition among men, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government, right? So you're gonna see uproar of the people. You're gonna see, what I'm saying, sedition, revolt, and rebellion, right? That's just what comes with downfall of this kingdom, man. You know, and like I said, man, the people here are cooked because if you don't have the truth, you might as well just call it rap, man. First Peter 4:16 it says, "Yet if any man suffer as a Mashiach, which is just a follower of a Mashiach, which I'm not sure if that's the correct term. So don't quote. But as a follower of a Mashiach, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on his behalf. For the time has come and judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it first begin at us, shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God, man. And that's just something you got to think about, just that's why I just look around. I'm like, man, these people are cooked. They thinking that the way life is gonna continue on. It's just gonna be here forever, and there's not gonna be no change yet. The Lord's making changes in the earth as we speak. Day by day. It's just so small um, that people don't really notice it, and the fact that they are spiritually asleep, they really don't notice it. You know, even if they think they have some type of insight or knowledge, or go to scholars and whatnot, them niggas don't know shit. You know, they know what the Lord wants them to know, which is not the full truth. So it says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear, man? Right? These people are gonna be destroyed off the face of the earth. You know, the Lord is about to cleanse the earth of iniquity and wickedness. You know, he ain't gonna be worried about living in a wicked, evil society anymore. And it's gonna be beautiful, which is gonna be established in the kingdom of heaven on earth, you know, on earth as it is in heaven, right? But Yahweh Shai has to come back, bring forth salvation to his people, and, you know, get vengeance upon these people who destroy the earth, you know, who spread iniquity, right? He has to come down and, you know, cleanse the earth, man. And in part, it's gonna be cleansed through nuclear warfare. So, you know, with that being said, man, you know, if you're not on the right hand side serving Yahweh Bashim El Shai, you're gonna be in that damn lake of fire. You know, either that or you're gonna perish and take a trouble, which we're coming upon very soon, Lord willing. It says, wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him and well doing as unto a faithful creator, man. You know, so these these people, like I said, I just look at them and, you know, that's probably just the spirit of most brothers, that most brothers be in. You know, just look around, you just peeping how people move, what they got going on, you know, what they doing, their mannerisms, all that good stuff, right? It's just, yeah, I'm looking at this lady, she's so damn tired. She looking like where the women's bathroom at, and it's across from where you looking at, lady. Like I said, and then just looking at that type of stuff, you know, people don't be having no awareness of nothing that's going on. Man, like people really be living in their own world, and it's crazy to see, man. But people have no fucking awareness, and they have no knowledge of what's about to go down. Like I said, it's just the thoughts that you can say plague my mind, but when you're in this truth, you always think about spiritual things, you know, biblical things, whatever, man. You just have to. Cause like I said, this can go down at any point in time, you know. First Peter 5:8, be sober, Salaki. Be sober, be vigilant, because you have said the devil, that's roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And that goes into, you know, his kingdom being dethroned. So there's no Esau Edom is gone. It just goes into Esau Edom being upset because his kingdom is pierced. This will be the word that I get for the lesson. This is Exodus 23 and 13. It says, in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Right? What does that word circumspect mean? You know, what does the word circumspect mean? To keep guard, observe, give heed, to keep, have charge of, to keep guard, keep watch and ward, protect, save life, you know, watchmen. And that's what we are, man. Constantly watching, constantly peeping the scene, constantly taking notes in our head, you know, listening more than we speak, right? Because you can learn a lot in a situation. Or just sitting back and peeping the scene, just watching, man. And the Lord, like I say, the Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You know, the scriptures that go into that. To keep, restrain, to observe, right? To observe, celebrate, keep. To keep, preserve, protect, right? I'm not gonna go through the whole list. You all get the point. You know what I'm saying? Just be aware.
Strong's H 8104. Shamer. Shamer.
So just being my thoughts. But the Lord also told us not to wonder how these people are gonna be punished. You know what I'm saying? Just wonder when the kingdom is gonna be appointed to its rightful owner, which is the righteous. Who the world was created for. Right. So I don't got too much to say more. I just wanted to come at y'all with something quick and local and edifying. It's some of my thoughts, man, as I've been out. And this week has been a lot going on. I just started work, so been kind of trying to get used to this change in schedule and make sure I keep up on my lessons and whatnot and do my due diligence. But that being said, Lord willing, the lesson will be edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm gonna close it off there. I'm giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who've taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. As always, one day goes to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel, Shalom.